Hi guys, another random cardboard box for making a rubber band powered car. First thing I'm going to do is actually glue it shut. I'll just move the camera out a bit. Yeah, first thing I'll do is glue it shut. That makes it a bit more rigid. I'm going to use SuperGlue. You could tape it shut or you could just leave it, but I do find it works better if you've actually glued it shut. That one doesn't want to glue. That's typical. Just makes the whole thing a little bit more rigid. Drinking straw, cardboard box, CDs for wheels. That's a barbecue skewer, bamboo cane. This is a flower cane from a garden centre. It's just a bit thicker. I just thought I'd demonstrate you don't have to use barbecue skewers, you can use bamboo canes. They'll work just as well. In both cases you need to make sure you're looking for straight ones. Roll them along the table or something and see how straight they are. If they're really badly bent, don't use them. If they've just got a bit of a bend on them, they're probably okay. To save a bit of time, I'm just going to demonstrate different types of CD wheels. This one I've taped bottle caps to the middle so you can put the axle through. These I've 3D printed some hubs that are just the right size. And this one I'm going to demonstrate putting bottle caps on it. You could hot glue them on. Various types of glue will work, some glues won't because they won't stick to the plastic. I'm just going to use tape. So one of the advantages of tape is there's a little bit of give with it afterwards, and you can move the caps a little bit to help align them. So if you haven't got it quite right, you can still adjust it a little bit. You see there's just a little bit of wiggle room there. What you don't want to do is have them sticking over the edge like that, because that will stick to the floor when you're trying to go along. Right, now you need something like a pointy tool or a nail, or sometimes you can even push the bamboo straight through the plastic depending on how strong the plastic is. Yeah, that one's breaking the end off. Oh, I've managed to push it through anyway. Some of these bottle caps have got a little mark right in the middle so you can tell when you're in the middle. Others don't. Right. If it wobbles around like that, because I've used sticky tape, you can adjust it a bit to get it nice and straight. Okay, there's our wheel. So that's how to do the wheels. What we want now is some axle tubes for these to go in. It might be worth checking whereabouts you need to put the axle tubes on the height wise. Make sure that you're not rubbing on the ground when you've put the tubes on. So right in the middle will probably be all right here. Right at the top, yeah, it's not quite enough clearance. You'll be actually scraping the floor. So I'm going to set them down a little bit. You could put these on and then align them. We can cut them up and glue them on. I'm just thinking which way around I want to do this. Not a lot of difference in it. I'm going to cut this into 4. It doesn't need to be perfect. In fact, at the front, we can have them right down at the bottom. Now you can take them, again, I'm going to try gluing them. Or I would if my glue, oh yeah, it is working. Main problem with super glue is you tend to stick your fingers together, which is always going to be a problem. If you do stick your fingers together, don't panic. Don't start pulling and panicking. If you just work on it gently, your fingers will come apart again. But if you try and pull them, you'll probably rip your skin. Right, I better check. I didn't check to begin with whether these are going to be wide enough. Yeah, they look like they'll be wide enough. But this thicker axle is going to be a bit tight in there. Yeah, that's going to be too tight. So although it spins all right in just one, when you've got it right the way across, because there's a bit of a bend in the axle, it's actually going to go up and down as it goes across and rub. It'll still work, but it won't go as far. Whereas a thinner cane will be a little bit better. A bigger drinking straw, bigger diameter will be better as well. For the purpose of this video, I think I will do this and use this one and show you how it's a problem with it being a little bit stiff. It just won't run as far as it should. Right, so that's going to be the front. At the back, I'm going to put the axle sort of middle position there. We can use that to line it up. Make sure they stick out a bit at the side to keep the wheels away from the box. Must be with a bit of straw. I think it fell on the floor. Oh, there it is. Right, now we need to do some cutting. I'm going to use a sharp knife. We need a space here so you can get your hand round the rubber band. And what you don't want to do is cut through your fingers. We could actually continue that. Right up to here. And then at this end, we need a hole that we can put the rubber band through. That'll probably do. Right, I'll use these for the front wheels. So I'll push that one through there. Oh, that's going to be a tight fit on there, I think. That is a tight fit. Let's go through the other way. There we go. Make sure you've got a bit of clearance. And then just to make life easy, I'll use these for the back wheels. And because they're a bit of a loose fit on there, I might just pop a little bit of glue on them to stop them coming loose. Right, rubber band. I've got some joined together already, but I'll just demonstrate because people keep asking me. 2 rubber bands, push one through, loop back over, push that one through the loop, and there you are, you've joined them together. And you can do the same thing up here. Push that through the hole, get the loop, push that through the loop, there we are. And down at this end you could glue, if you cut the end off your barbecue skewer, you could glue it on there in a T shape and then you can just hook your rubber band on there. I prefer to just put my rubber band over the top, wrap it round so it goes over itself, and it holds itself in place. And you can wind it up. Away we go. Now see how nicely that's rotating. Those ones are going to slow down quicker because they're rubbing a bit more. Actually, they're not going too badly, so I think we might get the full distance. Summary time. What have we got? A cardboard box, rubber band powered car. Just a random cardboard box. I've done a few of these recently. 4 CDs or DVDs for the wheels. Barbecue skewers, bamboo flower canes for the axles. Drinking straws for the axle tubes. And for this one, I used sticky tape to hold the plastic bottle caps onto the CDs for the hubs. Or at the back here, I used 3D printed hubs. And I used SuperGlue to glue the drinking straws on to the box for the axle tubes. And of course rubber band for the power. If you're only allowed to use one rubber band, you can extend it using cotton. I use kite string, so that you've got the rubber band at the front there, and then the kite string goes down the back and goes round the axle. In that case, you probably would want to cut the end of your cane off and glue it on there in a T shape. That makes a nice hook for you to hook the kite string onto. You can do the same thing with the rubber bands, but I just wrap them around the axle and it works fine. So that's it. Another very simple, very basic rubber band powered car, and that one just went 8 meters with no trouble whatsoever.